Hey everybody, it's me, Alex Garcia, aka The COG, coming at you as always from comicbookclique.com to bring you, you know it, the best day of the week, brand new comic book day. Happy Wednesday everybody, and we have a grand Wednesday indeed. Big stack of comics, all headlined by yet again another Marvel DC crossover. Guys, I said it when we covered the first two books they did with the Batman Deadpool and the Deadpool Batman. Those issues weren't that great, but it was still fun to just have the two companies come together. And now, I guess because of the anniversary of the original crossover, we finally get Superman, Spiderman, this from the DC side of things, and this was a lot of fun. To see Big Red and our boy Spidey sharing a cover once again like they did 50 years ago? I forget exactly. It was a long time ago, but seeing them do it again, along with a great, I said it the first time, right? I said that DC had the better creators in the first one. Marvel kind of put out some people, but not their biggest. When their Marvel comes out, they got great creators on that one. DC one, it's so many names like Mark Waid, Jorge Jimenez, R. Adams, just there. So many of the top guys are just on these books. The covers are all just gorgeous. I almost went broke just even thinking about getting all the covers. I had to go with the cover A, of course. I'll eventually pick up some other covers. Couldn't do it this week because this week was so massive, and this issue was just so much fun. The thing I enjoyed most was seeing all the villains from each of their rogues gallery that just had come out of the woodwork, facing each version of Spider-Man and Superman from different points in their histories, or even different versions of the characters in general. Like we had Spider-Punk in here, we had the Black Symbiote Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2099, and we had Superboy and Superboy Prime. This was just fun. If we need something in the comic industry to just revitalize it, this is the kind of thing. You can pick up any one of these this issue, and not be confused. Every story is very straightforward. You know the villains, you know the characters, whether it's from the movies or from the animated series. And it was an absolute blast to read. It's not gonna win any Eisner or anything like that, but from a comic book fan, if you want to enjoy yourself and take a stroll down memory lane, while also maybe it revitalizes your interest in aspects of those universes, this is the way to go, and also a great thing to hand to your kids. Check it out, guys. Do not miss this. Amazing work. Marvel DC do this every year, please, every year. What's next? Wonder Woman Storm? Bring it. Let's do it. Let's stay in DC. And DC, you guys are killing it. You guys keep killing it, and you keep making me buy more DC books. And now I have to collect Green Lantern because we have the return of the truest Green Lantern. Community reference. In Green Lantern number 600, big anniversary issue, where we get Hal Jordan, you know, some people's favorite Green Lantern, not mine. He gets sent off on this new space quest, and because he's leaving Earth, he needs to leave a Green Lantern to protect Earth. And who does he call upon? The greatest Green Lantern ever, Kyle Rayner, to come take over and reign in the Earth under his leadership. This is written by Jeremy Adams. Ron Mars also does a little backup story. He was the original creator behind Kyle Rayner back in the day. And we got Dan Jurgens on here, and a bunch of artists, Zermanico, and a guy named Marion. So many books this week and so many creators, so excuse me guys, I can't remember all the names without like reading them all. You're gonna see, we got some more books to cover. But just hearing Kyle's voice again, you know, that was one of my favorite books from the New 52, was Green Lantern and the New Guardians, where Kyle led the spectrum of team members from different ring corps, apologies. And I love that book, and then it got canceled, and it was the last Green Lantern book I really enjoyed. But we recently got that one shot with Kyle Rayner that tied in with the DC KO event. Revitalized, of course, because I'm always looking for Kyle Rayner stuff. And now we got Kyle in this book. If you know nothing about Kyle, what's wonderful is both their origins, because even Hal's origin is revisited in this, and Kyle's breaks it down and reintroduces him into DC, sets him up as to who he needs to protect, gives him a supporting cast that is going to be a lot of fun. And then also there's another story in the back that explains what Hal Jordan's doing in space. That might be fun too. But I'm looking forward to collecting this as long as our boy Kyle is featured. And it was just great to see Kyle doing Kyle things. So if you're a Kyle fan, check it out. Now let's jump over to probably the hottest universe out there, the Absolute Universe, with Absolute Wonder Woman number 18, Hayden Sherman on the art, and Kelly Thompson, as always, on the writing. And another great issue of Absolute Wonder Woman. Sorry, just to come down from the excitement from those two previous issues. But still, Absolute Wonder Woman, great stuff. She's dealing with that Suicide Squad still, right? They kind of laid the smackdown on her in the last issue, and now Absolute Zatanna's coming through as, yet again, a reluctant supporter of now Wonder Woman. They're trying to figure out their connection and where they stand with each other. It's interesting, but in the end, Wonder Woman, she now has to go deal with that weird magical Suicide Squad. Great issue, as always. The panel design by Hayden Sherman is fantastic. Kelly Thompson's voice on the character is always great, and I really want to see where it's going to keep going with Zatanna. Good stuff. Don't miss out if you're enjoying this book, of course. And a book that I just can't miss out on, and I can't wait to do a reread on this series. This is the penultimate issue of it. We have Absolute Martian Manhunter. Oh, sorry, second to last. This is number 10. No, number 10. I thought it was 11. Too excited from the previous issues, guys. Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez on the art. Absolute Martian Manhunter. We saw in recent issues that now our boy John Jones has been corrupted, so to speak, by Despero, another kind of dimensional traveler that's now infesting him in his thoughts. Our boy, the regular Martian Manhunter, he's still being experimented on by this group, this duo who wants to steal his power. To explain anything deeper, one, makes me feel like I'm not doing it justice. You have to read these issues, and I can't wait to do a reread of this series when it's all done, and we will definitely be covering it on an upcoming podcast here with the Major Issues Podcast. It's easily one of the best series out there. The art just always blows me away. The way Dennis Camp is able to communicate all the emotion that's happening, not just on the page, but just even in the characters' faces, and how he teams up with Rodriguez on the art. It is just absolutely stunning. Keep it coming. Make it an 18-issue series, or maybe give us a volume 2 in a year if you need so. I can see how this is an emotionally draining book to write, so maybe you need a break, Dennis. I get it, but in the meantime, I will happily now enjoy the final 2 issues, because I thought we were only getting one more. Thank you, Dennis. Keep it going. And as a fun anniversary pickup, because I did pick up number 1, we got the facsimile issue of Batman, the Dark Knight Returns. This is number 2. I picked up number 2's foil cover because I picked up the foil cover for number 1. I never got to collect this series. Came out before my time. So the OG needs to collect one of the OG series. And if you didn't get a chance to collect it, pick it up. Don't miss out. Let's check out Marvel. The other publisher, right? The Marvel fanboy in me dies because DC's just kicking the crap out of Marvel right now. Step up your game, Marvel. And they're trying. Bless their heart, they're trying. We got Amazing Spider-Man number 25, part 5 of the Death Spiral crossover with Venom. We got Joe Kelly on the writing tasks and Ed McGuinness along with, I think, Benjamin Rathburn on the art because he does some fill-in pages. Cliff Rathburn, apologies. Last issue I really liked, Amazing Spider-Man number 24. A lot happened, moved forward, and then this issue, it all slowed down. The thing that at least doesn't make it feel slowed down is that you got Ed McGuinness on the art. So Ed McGuinness's art is always dynamic, and I love seeing him bring in Anti-Venom into the story. And spoilers, if you didn't know, but that is Flash Thompson, who is now the Anti-Venom. He's being wrapped into the story. But this still is, now this is one of those issues where it just feels like it's kind of spinning its wheels. It feels like what happened in this issue could have been a couple panels or a couple pages in another issue. Again, I just feel like this 9-part story does not need to be 9 parts. Does this help increase books in general because people love the symbiotes? And then also hopefully this will help with the sales on Venom? Probably. At least it's going to help from me because I'm picking up Venom now. Because I want to complete the story. Because you can't miss an issue. You can't. It crosses over perfectly. Those one issue right into the other issue. So at least I got that going for it. There was a fun interaction in this issue with Norman Osborn and Miles Morales. That got me intrigued, so that hopefully we see the progression of that story. But for this right here, it could have wrapped up faster, because we're still not getting much about Torment. We just know that he likes to kill people, which Carnage likes to do. Who is Torment? I have my ideas. We shall see. If you're collecting this crossover, you can't miss this issue, and you don't want to miss it because of the other little tie-ins. But I can't wait for this to be done. Joe, I know you got more in store for us. I'm looking forward to it. And we got over here, we got Wolverine, Weapons of Armageddon, #2. This is the lead up to the upcoming Armageddon event by Chip Zdarsky over at Marvel. This is also written by Chip Zdarsky and drawn by Maresca. What is the guy's first name? Oh my. Where are these credit pages? Luca Maresca. Want to get him out there. Okay, this is a great issue. Unlike with what Zdarsky has been doing in his recent issues of Cap, the first 5 issues where we had the 9/11 Captain America introduced, great stuff. But then it slowed down, and also the art hasn't been that great on the recent issues of Cap. But Chip is killing it on this. I'm really liking. I always like when we get Nuke. Nuke is, to me, a very interesting character. Kind of represents, unfortunately, the darker sides of the United States, and that's an interesting thing to dive into here. And we get interesting interactions between Nuke and Wolverine, something I'm not really sure we've seen, at least not in a long time. I think we got some of it back in the day in Wolverine Origins that was written by Daniel Way. Decent series. But here, Chip has a lot of fun interactions. We get a taste of the origin of Nuke. We get interesting interactions between Wolverine and Nuke, along with all these other characters. That, what are these weapons that are being created? Are they actual weapons? Are they living weapons? Is this just the living weapon aspect of it? Interesting things are being introduced here, and I'm really enjoying it. Chip, this is getting me hyped for the upcoming event, and thank you for that, sir. Bring this energy to Captain America, please. Thanks. And let's check out the X-Men. We have Uncanny X-Men #25 by Gail Simone and David Marquez. This concludes this whole crossover, this whole Where the Monsters Dwell little 3-issue event. It was fun to see these monsters do their thing against the X-Men. It was fun battle. You know, this is people who like to have those ideas of who would win against, you know, Frankenstein or against, you know, Wolverine and Rogue and all these interesting characters. This is a fun issue to read in that. I enjoyed the progression we're getting with Gambit and what it is that he has to do, owning one of the eyes of Agamotto. So that's cool. And the art, as always, David Marquez makes the issue even better. And Gail, I'm really liking your voice here on your characters, the outliers. You know, every issue we get more out of Ransom, we get a little bit more out of Jitter, we get a little bit more out of Deathstream, and I can't remember the horse girl's name at the moment. My apologies, but they're fun. It's really fun, and now that we're out of this story arc and how you're setting up the next story arc, I'm really looking forward to it. So Gail, 25 issues in, I would say currently Uncanny X-Men is the X-Men book that you should be reading. So thank you for that. Let's jump over to Dungeons of Doom, the conclusion to this 3-part story by Benjamin Percy, Philip Kennedy Johnson, my apologies. And again, this is one of those issues where we have a bunch of artists. We got Justin Mason, Robert Gill, Carlos Magno, George Genti, and Carl Story. A whole bunch of people. Guys, you know, we talked with Philip Kennedy Johnson about this stuff. Every issue is kind of like a Tales from the Crypt type issue where it's just crazy monster stuff is happening. We get a lot of introductions to things that we haven't really seen in the Marvel Universe. We got what looks like is going to be an interesting Black Panther villain, maybe, and maybe even a Moon Knight villain. So see if maybe Jed picks up on that, or if they show up in another title. But this was fun. If you're just looking for like a horror stuff, which I'm not even a big fan of, but this was fun to read and to see how the things that, you know, Victor Von Doom has hidden beneath Latveria. A lot of cool, interesting things. And for those of you that are big fans of the Hell Hunters, you're not going to want to miss this. And if you're reading Infernal Hulk, you're not going to want to miss this, because some things are planted in here that are going to be showing up in the pages of Infernal Hulk. So cool stuff. I wouldn't mind if this kind of series shows up again on like a yearly basis as well. Lots of fun. Benjamin, Phil, thanks a lot. And let's check out real quick the Ultimate Universe. We have a big issue of the Ultimate Universe here with Ultimate Endgame #3 by Dennis Camp and Jonas Scharf on the art. Things ramp up here. You saw in the last issue, they pretty much discover that losing is inevitable. But even when you know you're gonna lose a fight as a hero, you gotta keep fighting. And that's what the heroes do here. And it seems like they figured it out. But because they're starting to figure it out, guess who? The Maker finally makes his true face shown. We've seen him be the actual city, which is a cool evolution of the character, but he actually shows up, and something devastating that's already being spoiled by the internet happens in this issue. I don't think it's going to stick. I think it's just part of the story. So stand by for the next 2 issues, because as hard-hitting and action-packed as this was, I think this is just Dennis setting us up. If Dennis knows how to tell a war story, it's him. Again, read that 20th Century Men. I guarantee you issues 4, 5, and then the finale are going to make way. Also, in this issue, we finally get more of the appearances of these other Ultimate characters that we've never really seen outside of their books. So it's fun to see them all show up in this. So guys, if you're not seeing how this new Ultimate Universe ends, we're only 3 issues in. Check it out. Pick up the back issues, and let's all weep together. It was a great time. Check it out. And we got Iron Man #3, Josh Williamson and Carmen Canero. And guys, these two are making me an Iron Man fan again. It's been a long time. I really haven't cared about Iron Man since Matt Fraction, a little bit during the Bendis run. This is a lot of fun. We have Iron Man being Iron Man. He's got a love interest. He goes around, he does what he wants. He's smarter than everybody else. But at the same time, Josh Williamson is making Madame Mask a fearful villain again. She's had her stints in the Marvel Universe, and in this, she is not playing. And in the end, it's always fun to see when the hero actually has to wriggle his way out of it, kind of like our heroes over in the Ultimate Universe are having to deal with. And this ends in a very interesting note. What's going to happen to our boy Tony? Check out this issue, and make sure you check out the next one. Don't miss it. And a series we haven't seen for a while, and maybe this will become the next Ultimate Universe in Marvel. Marvel Knights, The World to Come, The Punisher. It's kind of lost some of its steam because I think there's been some delays, but this was still a great issue. Jimmy Palmiotti, Dan Panosian on the art. If you want a book where the Punisher is being the Punisher, and honestly, we're getting a lot of those. Marvel is giving us a lot of good Punisher stuff. And Benjamin Percy, you are killing it on the other Punisher book as well. But in this, really doesn't hold back. Punisher does his Punisher stuff, especially because he is being mind controlled by a drug that this drug lord puts on him, so he's using him. But you know, Frank, he's going to come out of it, and come out of it indeed. And what's nice is it also sets up the conclusion to The World to Come, which the final issue will be recently releasing very soon. If you've been enjoying it and you've been wondering where it's been, it's finally on shelves. And Marvel, please, you got to compete with this DC people. Keep putting out stuff like this. This was a great issue. Don't miss it. And let's check out Image. We got Void Rivals, #28. Robert Kirkman and Andre Bresson continuing the Quintesson War, part 4 or 5. And in this, the stakes just keep getting ramped up. In this issue, we really find out why the Quintessons, when they first showed up in the beginning of the story, were like, look, you just roll over. No, you don't want to roll over. You want to make this a fight? It's a fight they shouldn't have done. Lots happens here, and we're getting more of those seeds of how this is all going to tie into G.I. Joe and also Transformers. We don't really get much Transformers in this issue. We've gotten them in the past, but I know that come the conclusion of this series, we're going to get a lot more ideas of how it's all going to tie into the rest of the Energon universe. So if you still, again, are missing out on Void Rivals, don't. Go pick up this series. It's fantastic. Let's jump over to Boom. We got Minor Arcana, #15. And in this issue by Jeff Lemire and company, it takes us back, right? Andrea's really nowhere to be seen in this, but we get the origin of Bud. We get a better understanding of what it was that he went through back in the day, and also all the supporting characters as well in their younger days also show up. So we get a better understanding of all the mysteries of this town. And Jeff, as always, knows how to tell an emotional story. Jeff, you just kill it. And I'm going to say this, I want to see you and Daniel Warren Johnson on a book together. Co-writing, co-art. Do it. Make it happen. Am I the first person to say it? Am I? Please? Great stuff. Again, this is another series I can't wait for it to be done so I can reread it and just take a deep dive into this, because everything that Jeff writes is always just hard-hitting and just means a lot. So if you know Jeff Lemire and you're one of the people like me who don't mind his art, make sure you're not missing minor or comment. And last, but certainly not least, Thundercats number 25 by Declan Shelby and Drew Moss, the final issue of Thundercats. But we are not done with Thundera and company. In this, we get a very interesting confrontation between Lion-O Jaga and the rest of the Thundercats, because origins and secrets just keep being unraveled, and we get a lot of very interesting things that just add depth to the wonder that is Thundercats, right? To elevate this from a kids afternoon cartoon to this beautifully drawn and deep story of these alien cats who come to Third Earth. Great stuff. It recertifies the depth of these characters, as well as setting up what we all know is going to happen with this new Thundercats Silverhawks crossover. Great stuff. I'll be honest with you, when I first picked up this issue, I was like, oh no, it feels light, like not a lot's going to happen. A lot happens, and a lot is set up. And if you just love seeing Thundercats do their thing, you get lots of action in this, and the setup for what's to come, I can't wait. This Thundercats Silverhawks Silverhawks crossover is going to be epic. It's going to be 15 parts or maybe longer. Can't wait to see what everybody over there at Dynamite has for this properties. Keep doing a good job, Dynamite, with all these licensed properties. Can't wait to see what else is coming. And that's what I picked up for the week. It was a lot. This was a big week. It was a lot to talk about, but it is a labor of love. I love collecting these comics, and I love talking to them about you guys. So let's keep the conversation going. As always, like, share, and subscribe, and comment. Please let me know what I should have picked up. Let me know what covers you picked up for that great Superman Spider-Man comic. Let me know what I missed. Tell me what you picked up. Thank you as always, guys. And if you want more in-depth reviews, as always, check out comicbookclique.com, where all these books and more are given very deep reviews by our wonderful staff of writers. So don't miss out on that. Check out Dirt Sheet Radio, our sister station, if you want to know all things WWE and ROH, and I think AEW, if you like that. But I know a lot of people like that, but it's fine. It's fine. Check us out everywhere. And also, guys, to help us, don't forget, check out our Patreon at CBC Clubhouse. Help us keep the lights on. Help me keep buying these stacks of books so we can have these conversations. Thank you guys as always. And never forget to keep print alive and read more comics. Until next week.